welcome to this High Performance Leadership Program. My name's Jonathan O'Donnell Young. I'm one of the founders of Sirius Consulting. I've got 25 years of experience leading people, and during that time I've made practically every mistake you could make. Hence the reason I'm qualified to talk about leadership. Now, this program's made up of 5 sessions. We're going to cover a definition of leadership, what it is, what it isn't, and 2 key leadership behaviours: management by walking around and reinforcement. Now, if any of you are any good at your jobs, you'll find yourself placed in positions of leadership. You probably already are. And some of you may have studied MBAs, Masters of Business Administration. It's quite interesting, that phrase, actually, administration. It doesn't say anything about leadership, but essentially MBAs are positioned as leadership programs. Some of you may have done them, some of you may be considering doing MBAs for exactly that reason. Now, if you search Google on leadership, you will be overwhelmed by the volume of information. 40% of all articles written and papers written on organisational psychology are actually on the subject of leadership. Now, the interesting thing is, if you try searching on followership, the natural partner, I would suggest, of leadership, you will actually be underwhelmed by the amount of information. So, where to start with leadership? If you ask an MBA to come up with a leadership proposal for your organisation, you can rest assured it will be based on case studies. I suggest we start by asking a chef. In this case, Jamie Oliver. Jamie Oliver, most famous for breaking onto the scene with his television programme, The Naked Chef. Catchy title, I'm sure you'd agree. The astute among you will have noticed it didn't involve any actual nudity from Jamie. You know, many people were obviously disappointed by that, but really, what was Jamie doing? Now, Jamie's an expert chef with many, many years of experience. What he actually did was stripped down cooking by simplifying it, segmenting and sequencing it in such a way that you could follow his lessons and cook like Jamie. So what Jamie showed us was what Harriet Zuckerman shows us in this quote. Yeah? One common characteristic of Nobel Prize winners is that they see simplicity where others see complexity. Yeah? That's not to say that simplicity is easy, but it's certainly easier to cook when you're being taught by an expert like Jamie, who has simplified it for you. So, what we're going to be talking about in the next few sessions is about simplifying and getting that leadership experience. Now, I'm sure you will have found that useful. In the next session, we're going to define leadership in a way which will allow us to learn how to do it. See you then.